Hey everybody, and welcome to week 4. So project 1 is almost over. It's due tonight at midnight. That's in about 12 hours of me making this video. If you've already turned it in, fantastic. Otherwise, you have a little bit more time. But this week, we're going to spend getting started on project 2, which is about researching an issue in your profession. So some examples of this might be I've had students in the past research ethics in accounting. I've had student research the use of technology in law firms or the use of 3D printing in veterinary offices, or even grander and thinking about things like mental health and in the healthcare field, like nurses and doctors, social workers, people who are in direct care with people in need. So I want you to focus on an issue within your future profession. So if you're majoring in accounting or nursing, that's where you start. And then you do some research about what are the major issues or the most relevant issues or the most timely issues happening right now in this discipline. And that's going to help you narrow your focus for project 2. But you're going to start project 2 with an annotated bibliography. So in project 1, you did research and you started using sources. But in project 2, you're going to get much more experience with vetting these sources. Your focus is on their credibility. How do you find out if this is a credible source? You have to do some research about the source itself. Is this from a reputable journal? Is this from an expert, somebody who has a lot of experience in this field who's writing on this topic? And then you're going to integrate this credibility into your writing itself. So you have to identify the credibility of the source so that it speaks to your own credibility. It says that you've done your research. And then you're going to explain this source and how it's relevant to your argument. So before you start drafting for project 2, you're going to focus on doing research, finding credible sources in this annotated bibliography. I've had students find that this was the most useful project that they did was the annotated bibliography itself, because it really forced them to drill down and find out much more about their discipline, the profession that they're going into, but also how to really find good sources to support your argument. You'll see in the assignment description for the annotated bibliography that I've given you a formula to follow for how to construct each of your annotations. And you're going to do four annotations for this annotated bibliography. I want you to stick to this formula. I want you to try it. I want you to give it a shot. I want you to see how it works for you. You're first going to identify the credibility of the source. Then you're going to summarize the major takeaways. And finally, explain its relevance to your argument. In the assignment, I've given you an example of one annotation, which includes the source in MLA format and then an evaluative paragraph to explain the 3 things that I want you to focus on in this formula for each of these annotations. Ideally, you'll be able to use these annotations in the work you're doing for this annotated bibliography in the essay for project 2. I don't want your work to feel wasted. So you're doing a lot of writing now in this annotated bibliography, a lot of research. Using writing as a way to explain your source in relation to the argument that you want to make. So hopefully this will pay off for you and make writing project 2 a little smoother and a little easier. So as always, if you have questions about anything at all, just send me an email. I'm happy to answer any questions, help you think through some things. I won't do the work for you, but I will ask you questions to help you get there, hopefully a little easier. So hope you have a good week, and let me know if you have any questions.